It's loading. Good evening, dear audience. Welcome back to our Facebook Live show. We have halted for the week because of the date chosen. It's very meaningful. Today is October 10, 2020. To me, it represents a completeness because the number is all ending up in 10 and 10 and 10. And with our great honor, we are inviting we have invited the president of Persatuan Inspire, Ong Hooi Lin, this evening to give her insider to share about the law of the young, the yin and the yang. So Hooi Lin, I will just pass the baton to you. Can you just briefly introduce about yourself?
Hello, hi everyone. It's my turn today. I'm Hooi Lin. I joined I Inspire before I Inspire was officially formed, after attending the first I Create and I Change courses in Penang, which was I think 5 years ago when it was in 2016, and we formed the committee, and then that is how I knew about the 12 laws. The 12 laws actually changed my life gradually, because they were very deep, the 12 laws. So when the first time we attended in Penang, it was like, wow, what is that? But slowly, sometimes like you were like, I learned it like after 1 year, 2 years, like something in life, then you will like slowly, hey, this is what I learned. This is what Dr. Su taught us. So of course, life is like up and down. It's like a wave. So I went through that. And that time I started attracted to this kind of courses because my kids' health. So I started to learn. I look at things from different perspective without me knowing. Actually, my boys, my two kids, they were my teachers also. So I learned from them. I learned from Dr. Lenny. I learned it from I Inspire. Then that is how I learned in Persatuan I Inspire, and until today. So I actually 2 years ago, my husband and I, were running a remittance business. I was running that business for 10 years. We sold that. Then I became a full-time aromatherapist, because I realized that helped my boys and others people more. It's more meaningful for me. It's what I wanted to do after listening to myself. It's something that did what I want to do. Is I can do what I love and love what I do. So that is what I've been doing, and today I'm still doing that. So I am aromatherapist. I'm also making a customized skincare. I have my own online skincare company. That's what I'm doing now.
Great.
That's all.
I do know that two of your children give you such a challenging and also learning from your children. They say that they are your teacher, which will be talking about it in the mid of our sharing. But I would like to know what is the law of yin and yang all about, Billy?
Okay, for me, yin and yang is about. I think I can share using the slide so that people can see easier. Control. I cannot control. Okay. For me, actually, yin and yang started very long time ago. Actually, even like almost like 3,500 years ago, from a book called I Ching. Is that actually like it mentioned that everyone and everything contains two elements of energy. It's actually masculine and feminine kind of elements. and which is including human like you and me, plants, minerals, electrons, and even magnetic poles. For example, let's say our battery, right? We have positive and negative. Without positive and negative, there is no currents, there's no electricity. And even plants, the same. Whatever above the soil, upwards, facing the sun is actually positive. Below the soil, the roots there, they are actually yin, which is negative. But for us human also, later I will explain more also, within our body, we have a lot of feminine and masculine energy within us. They are completely opposite yet interdependent and are inseparable forces that together we form a complete harmonious whole. Means that we need each other. No matter how different we are, but we still need each other and we have to be together in order to create something. So this law for me is like, we have to learn from this law. I learned about how to be balanced, to live in harmony with differences, and to create with the differences. Embrace the differences and to create something. So this is what, from my understanding about this law.
Cool.
So yeah. So the yin and yang, the simplest example is like just day and night. So within day, sunset. At the beginning of sunset, actually, sun before the sunrise, right? Actually, there is a little bit of yin. That's why you can see the yin yang logo. There is a black dot within the yang side. But when we are coming to the sunset, when you're about to set that time, at the beginning of sunset, like before you sunset, especially when we do Agni that time, actually it's the beginning of yin, but you can still see some sunlight. That is why in the yin logo, you can see there is a white dot. So it's like within you, you have me, and within you, me, I have you. That is the concept. So if you're talking about human body, it's the same. Our front part of the body, which is like facing the sun, is actually yang. In TCM, they also mentioned front part is actually all the yang meridian. Our back of the body is actually the yin meridian. And within our body, which is our brain, our left side of the brain, which always tell us logic, think, ego. You have to go fast. You have to, everything you have to be structured. You have to do first, can wait. That is very yin side because they give you so much strength and forces to go for it. But the right side of our brain is actually relaxing, connecting to our inner self, connecting to our spirit, relax, do what you love, feel your heart. So that is the yin part of us. So, but somehow in our traditional educations, we were taught to use our left brain more. But actually, we have to balance. We have to embrace. We can't just like take out our right brain, say I want to use the left brain only. We can't. So that's why we said every child was born with a gift that just like some they are more left brain dominant, some they are more right brain dominant. But we have both. We have both the energies within us. So this is the example of why we have yin and yang within us, within our body. Okay, so this is another. So for me, it's always about, when come to yin and yang, it's about finding balance. For example, this is a household. Every house we have always have problems. It's always looking for finding the balance. Why we have to find balance? For example, a household, we have to find the balance between time and money. You want to make money, but do you have time to rest and relax? So we have to balance. That's why we talk about work and life balance, right? So after you got the time, your time to balance yourself, then your time, how you want to allocate your time. So how much you could allocate? Let's say a couple, who should put more time in the family? Should it be the husband or should it be the wife? And then when it comes to the wife have to balance. Let's say two kids and 3 kids. Some they will have 4 kids. So the mother have to bring more balance more. And the mom, the women in the house, they have to balance not only the kids. They have to allocate their time for the kids and also have for a bigger kid. This is the husband. So always is about balance. So when one side is, let's say this side is off balance, then this side will fall or will jump. Yes. And if let's say this time, if let's say you put too much time in the house, but you forgot to look for money also, your money will jump off. But if you only look for the money, then you don't have time for the family. Then your household will go into chaos. So this is about the concept behind about this law. From my understanding, is always look for balance. Balance is number one. The next one is embrace the dualities within it. Since we can't separate them, so we just follow the flow and embrace what we have, and we can try to balance. This yin and yang is not about good and bad. Good and bad is about our perspective. So for this is about how we embrace the differences. As long as we can embrace it, we balance it, then we can follow the flow nicely. If you can see the logo here, you see it is like a curve, a wave. It had never been a straight line. You know why? Because our current and even our electricity, because energy has never been moving in a straight line that bang, you bang on the wall, because it's an energy flow. So within the yin and yang, the energy will flow smoothly as long as you balance it in the middle and you're not going to the extreme, and which will be shared by our next guest, which is using the law of polarity. So as long as we balance, then we don't swing to the extreme, we always balance, then we embrace it, then it will be okay.
All right, I'll be very interested on if one's get away too extreme at either side. You will be explained later, right?
Yes, because when you're yin and yang imbalance, this is what would happen. You see, this is, for example, white is yang, white is yang,
okay,
black is yin.
Okay.
When you have, for example, when your yang is overpowering your yin, this is what happened. You see, your yang side is suffocating, and there is no way you can listen to yourself, listen to your own spirit, and listen to what you really want. I can share with you what my personal experience. This is actually what happened. My elder son now he is already 8. When he was 2 years old, he was really sick. He had asthma a lot and always in out. 1 year, 3, 4, admitted I think few times in hospital, and every month I have to visit a hospital. So I was too busy, and I was too busy with looking for solutions, looking for doctors, different type of treatments to heal him, until I forgot about myself. Until I forgot about to keep some time for me to care about myself. So that is where I have forgotten about my inner me, which is my inner self, my yin part. So you know what happened? My energy of my yin, because every day I'm running around, move around, I'm thinking what I should do, and work, go around. So my yin overpowered. My yang overpowered my yin. I become so agitated, I was so angry. I was actually I was tired, but I ignore what my inner voices have been telling me. So my life become upside down. People around me suffer. You will know when your yin and yang imbalance, you were not happy first, because your energy is not balanced. We can refer back to our Omega chart right just now, right? Vibration definitely will fall below neutral. That you are off from the chart already. So there is a time when your yang energy is overpowering the yin side. Another example, but it opposite also is not a good thing. That happened to my elder son, where it's more on the physical part. He's 8, but he is a very young boy. But what happened is, I used to work in pharmaceutical for almost 10 years.
Right.
So when he was so sick the first time, just turned 1 that time, the first thing is that everything admit, because I said whatever the best medicine is the best can help him. So what happened is that all the kids, when they are born, their body is actually very young. So what they call in Chinese is called 纯阳之体, means is all the kids are born with very young energy, so that they can be like growing tree, you know, they can have the self-healing ability to renew and renew and renew. They are like upright. That's why they are born. It's like the universe gave them this kind of energy, the self-healing energy. Only when young energy you have strong, then you can always like renew and renew and renew. But the problem is too much of antibiotic and steroid when he was admitted in the hospital. Those are very, very yin energy kind of medicine or drugs.
Okay.
So that is what happened when the opposite, the yin energy from the medicine have overpowered his young body, and his whole body, the health just collapsed. When he sleep, I can touch his palm and feet are all cold. His face look pale and greenish pale, and you can touch anytime. Why this boy, the palm and feet all cold? So last time I haven't learned any kid story now. I didn't aware, but I still keep on saying until he was ended up with asthma, very serious asthma. Then only I started, I changed his diet. Later I will share how I changed his diet. Then later, when his yin and yang energy more balanced, he's okay. No more now. He stopped. So that is the reason why I said when our yin and yang energy are imbalanced, everything will be in chaos. Our health, our emotion is almost everything, our life.
So, Hooi Lin, how would we know if we are not balanced, or we say imbalance in yin and yang in ourselves or in such our daily life?
Okay. Maybe I can share this, how to know whether we are balanced or not. So the first one is actually one of our guests, I think our previous guest, Vincent, shared this chart before during when we share about the law of vibration.
Yeah.
This is a very good self-check chart, when we always see that most of we don't aim too high, we try to aim for neutrality. So this is about our emotion self-checking. When we are our emotion fall below this neutral line, so we are contracting our emotion already that time. For those who don't know about this chart more, you can refer back, you can check back our Facebook live video, right? You can refer to our law of vibration video. Then you can listen, yes. Then you can listen very clearly about what is this law of vibration about. And I just go through very fast because this is just, the chart is very good in helping us to self-check how we know that whether we are balanced or not imbalanced. So when we are at peace, joy, of course, definitely you're okay because you are flowing nicely with the wave. We are embracing and balancing very well. But when you're falling below your angle, which is that your yang is overpowered, when you're in fear, means that your yin is overpowered, means that you are off balance already. This chart is number one method to help us to check. Another method to check is I have prepared a simple chart just to share some symptoms. So when you are over yang, means that you lack of yin energy. What happened to your physical body? Your hair become very dry because too much pressure in it. You're always easily to have sore throat, red eyes. At night, you feel so difficult to fall into sleep, and you have sweating, night sweats, you know. Just when you got to sleep, you keep on sweating. Everybody is all right, just you keep on sweating. And
is that a cold sweat or is a heating sweat?
Heating sweat.
Oh, interesting.
it should be a heating sweat. If cold sweat is like they say is she means that is you lack of qi. That is cold sweat. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is heating sweat, and you have tight aching muscle. You feel your body so tense up, like something pulling you. This is when you are over yang. And your emotion wise, you feel irritable, angry, frustrated. Like everybody around you must be doing something not right. And you are super competitive. Everything I must win. Everything I must go for it. I must get number one. What we mean in Asian, like, you know, Singapore, and we are famous for it. And Malaysia is that we take kiasu, kiasu. When you're super competitive, this is when maybe you're over yang. When you think of something, why am kiasu in everything? So maybe your yang energy is a bit overpowered. But on the opposite, when you're over yin, so what you feel physically, you feel lack of energy. When people ask you, hey, go out, let's go for a drink. Tired, huh? But why you tired? You're sitting in the day or whole day already. Like now we are RMCO, we try to stay at home. But when you go out, tired, huh? Even move around, just go and walk around, get sunlight, tired, huh? And you have low sex libido, and you have coldness, like what I shared just now. My son, coldness on the palm and the feet. That's how to check the kiss. Another way to check is look at our tongue.
Yeah.
If those heaty people, which is over yang, the tongue is very red. But for those over yin people, the tongue have a white thick layer of white cover. So tongue is another way to check. But other thing is we can just touch our palm, feel our energy. This one we can feel ourselves. Tongue you have to look in the mirror and check, look into the mirror and check your own tongue. So it's very good in identifying.
So in the fastest way to check, you know, an acquaintances or the friend, come show me your tongue back. So you will know this person either kiasu or kiasi.
Maybe as another way. So and you feel demotivated. You feel like, no hope. Do anything also, I cannot do it well. I don't know what to do, how to do, and you fear because you are swinging to the extreme. You because you don't have the energy, you don't have the courage, you don't have the strength, and you feel so fearful in everything, and you are unable to cope even with the daily life that you used to able to do it. When you feel this, means that you are imbalanced. So this is self-check symptoms that we can somehow help ourselves to check whether are we balanced or not balanced in yin and yang.
I think this chart is very useful, you know. For at one glance, it makes me go back to the Omega chart again. Which part of you are, whether you are at the contracted level or the expanded level. Just trying to do a recap. So can I say yin is at the contracted level and yang is at the expanded level, or is the other way around?
Whenever you are over yin and whenever you're over yang, you're always at contracted because you are off balance. You can see, you see anger here. When you are off balance, you will be here because you are already off. You are imbalanced already. But when you are embracing the dualities, when you are moving with the flow nicely, you are at peace, you will be neutral and above. So whether you are over yin and you are over yang, you will fall below here. You see here, anger, desire, all these are over yang. Fear, grief, guilt, these are all over yin. So when you're neutral and below is actually over, means that you're already off balance. You are imbalanced already.
Okay, I got you now.
Okay.
So other than this chart, any others way? I believe Hooi Lin is such a experienced aromatherapist by dealing with your kids. You have lots of
I will share that in the latest how I apply the essential oil, how to balance our yin and yang. But don't worry, even you are yin and yang, you are imbalance, don't worry, because the bad news is nothing lasts forever. The good news is nothing lasts forever. So whatever we experience sometimes, you know, is up and down in life, is a cycle. So what we can do is that, let's say you think that you are over yin, what you can do, you do more yang activities, get sunlight, eat more yang food. I will share the yang food. What are the yang food? So you eat more warm food. Don't keep on go and take more cold salad, cold drinks, cold cucumber. Then you will make your body more yin. So from physical part, we can actually use food as a way to heal ourselves, to balance our energy, because food is energy. So the simplest way, even for my kids, is that what I do, I use the food yin and yang energy in my daily cooking to balance and yin and yang. So every 2-3 days, I will ask them, show me your tongue.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, I will do that, because actually the tongue, the middle of the part, I can see whether their spleen, their digestive system are good or not. When they eat too much, for example, gluten food, right? I will check, especially because I want to make sure that their digestive system are doing well for kids. So I will check the tongue really 1 week at least, like just once, maybe once or twice. When you are younger, I used to check more frequent, but now like maybe 1 week, just once, I just check. Or sometimes I cook like too heaty food, then I will balance up with more cooling, like some fruits, all this, to balance up the yang energy, the yang energy, because of the heaty food. So actually nothing lasts forever, so it's okay. Another way is very simple. Do what you love and love what you do. You know why? Because do is yang. When you do, when you move around, it's actually yang energy. But when you love, it's something from your spirit, from your heart. So as long as you follow this, do what you love and love what you do, you will ultimately balance back your energy.
Okay.
So it's not it's not a difficult job to really balance our yin and yang, but it really, what I notice is, as an aromatherapist, right, I have clients or friends that when they look for me, right, I notice what the problem that people encounter now today is that we do too much. We do a lot, and we forgot to slow down and think and to connect to ourselves, what we really love, what we really want. So it becomes like just now the picture, the yang overpower the yin, and then the yin, which is your real voice, is being suppressed. I've been telling you, but you can't hear me. And then that is the reason why, especially when now during RMCO, you can see more like anxiety cases, some depression cases more, because people suddenly realize, don't know how to balance back the energy, don't know how to balance and face the yin part, because it has been overpowered. So this is what I observe. When I do my oil blending, this is what I observe.
Because people are being trapped in the home for too long. It's, you know how difficult to find the sunshine?
Yes.
The only we can go out is our balcony, maybe our car porch area.
Without sunshine really make a lot of difference, because I have a lot of cases which are actually eczema. I did notice during MCO, especially MCO, where kids, even adults, they are not allowed to leave the house. The immune system and the eczema really, the immune system had gone down a lot, and their eczema really flared badly. And one of the key reasons is because not enough sunlight. They didn't really step out from the house, and there was no sunlight. So you are really lack of the yang energy, because sunlight is the best yang energy that we can get. So if you think that you always always feel very emotional, lack of yang energy, go and get more sunlight, take more warm things, warm food, cut down all the cold drinks, cold food. Then you can balance back, because nothing lasts forever.
Yeah. That's the best quote for the day. That's the best quote for the day. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
when you talk about food, right?
Yeah.
What about natural food and processed food? Do we categorize like processed food as a yin, natural food as a yang, or how?
For me, is processed food, right? Actually, the energy has almost diminished a lot already. When we talk about natural food, the reason why we take natural food because they still contain a lot of raw energy, which is from the food themselves.
All right.
When we over process it, there's not much energy left already. We just take in those artificial flavors and all these artificial which doesn't contain any energy. So basically for me, processed food, right, is not only, most of them is left only yin energy, but it's not much and it doesn't help because we are not eating much energy from the processed food.
Okay.
But even raw, which is the natural food, right? Within the natural food itself, we have yin and yang. Later, I will show you a chart how we categorize. Actually, you can recognize the yin and yang from the food, from the color themselves. If you look at those like food, it's normally like red color, orangish color. These are more yang food. But those normally white in color, like cabbage and all these radish, white radish, they are more yin.
Okay. Interesting.
Red except watermelon. Watermelon though is red, but it's very yin, it's very cooling. That's why when you sore throat, then you take watermelon, and when we are hot, we take watermelon to cool you down.
Okay. Wow, I never knew that.
About the food yin and yang is a long list. It's really a long list. You go study TCM, they have a long list about the food.
Perhaps we can have another session just purely on food.
Yes, we can arrange next session. Everybody.
All right, cool. Yeah, I really can't wait when you talk about food. Every day, this food that we everyday take in, like we never really care about, oh, whether this one is good for me or this one is not good for me. For me, like, it just honestly just the main aim. As long as I can fill up my stomach, that's it. I don't care so much anymore.
The main reason is actually food itself. It's actually they can heal, but if we take it correctly, food is actually a medicine. It's true because I did notice, when my boys, especially like since MCO till now, right?
Right.
They eat at home. They are super healthy, compared to when they on and off eat outside, even eating in the restaurants, So I did notice why, because when you're cooking at home, we know that we are not using all those like Ajinomoto, artificial things. Those are, you ask me, I don't consider them as food. It's artificial things. It's just for flavoring, but they are not food. If processed food, you add a lot already. Actually, the energy from the food is left maybe about 10 to 20%. So, for example, let's say you eat a sausage. A sausage, supposedly from the meat, right? Red meat supposed to be yang food. But the problem is, after the process, after all the artificial things, right? You are not eating much left from the yang energy. Original, you might eating like original, you want to get the yang energy. Let's say I want to replenish my not enough yang energy. I want to replenish my yang energy. I eat red meat. I can replenish about 80% for what my body needs. But if you're taking the process, you might just replenish 10%. This is what I feel. That's why that is the reason. And some more with all the chemical, you are turning everything around. You will bring more harms to your body because of all the artificial things.
And this is why the organic food comes in.
Organic is a man-made terms, to be frank.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Olden days, there are no such terms as organic, actually.
Yeah. Look, just think back about our parents' old day.
In our olden days, we got organic, right? This is a man-made terms.
And somehow we're paying higher price for it. Ah! All right, so let's continue to back to the yin and yang. You see, when we talk about food, nothing beats that, you know.
So one thing I can share more is about myself. Well, how I balance my own yin and yang is that during the daytime, you know, daytime is more yang energy. So I do more left brain activities. So do more left brain activity means that I do run around with kids, exercise, executing my tasks, sending courier things to my customer, meeting customer or what. But during night time, which is yin time, where I felt which is yin time, which is our right brain time, right? That is a time normally I do my card readings because I need inspirations. I need connection with my clients. So I do design. That's why most all the poster design in I Inspire I do at night.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That is my right brain time at night. So that is the reason I do the right brain activities at night. That is how I play around with the yin and yang, day and night, according to my body rhythm. That is the reason. There's a reason sometimes I sleep a bit late because that is my body time, my ideas, the images come down automatically from my right brain. That is the time that I have to capture it. Because later you will fly away.
Yeah, I do notice that you produce the flyers and the videos, especially late at night.
Because at the time they come down during night time, they can't come down so frequent, so fluently.
So when the next morning I get up in the morning, we chat or WhatsApp group, wow, something is here.
So for the other part that I can share how I practice this law is about my two boys. You can see my two boys is like, you know, at one glance, you know, this is left brain, this is right brain boy. This is my eldest son.
Roy, hi Roy.
Yeah, he is a very active boy. He playful, courageous, and he always use logic. He non-stop. He can't stop. He can't sit still. So what I do is that how to balance his over yang energy is that when I massage him and all this, right, I will try to use more yin oil, which is like sunflower oil, grounding oil, to balance up his yin energy. But because his body used to be overpowered by the medicines a lot, right? His food-wise, I still give him more yang energy internally. But I use essential oil to calm down his external extra yang energy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So for him, it's a bit complicated. From the internal part, the lung part, the organ part, I give him more yang food. But the external energy part, I use essential oil, which is a bit more yang energy, more flower, more grounding one to ground him. Because his energy is very, very high if I don't ground him that way. For my younger son, he is a very imaginative, creative, emotional, and he is not so active like his brother, but means that, and he's not so courageous compared to his brother. So what I will do, I will use more yang oil, like just like lemon, you know, lemon like sun, right? All the citrus oil, they represent like sunlight source. So I will apply more citrus oil to boost up his yang energy so that he have more courage in everything that he's doing. So that is how I balance their yin and yang energy. And for him also, I will use more yang food for him. Balance up his yin energy. But when it comes to teaching him, they will still have their preferred way because he is a left brain dominant, he is right brain dominant. So when he's left brain dominant, I will use left brain method to teach him first, but I will let him do other right brain activities like music, kids yoga to calm him down. For him, I will teach him with right brain method, means that I will, for teaching him, for example, alphabet and numbers, right? I will implant an image. I will turn all the numbers into an image to teach him. But after that, I will use repetition, which is right left brain method to ask him to practice. Then after that, I will let him do more young activities like taekwondo, jogging under the sun. That's why every day morning we walk to the school because I want him to get more sunlight to increase his young energy. So that is how I play around the how I balance the energy for my two kids. So yin and yang is not only adult, kids also. If you observe them, you will know.
Right.
Which they are dominant.
But as a mother yourself, I think you did a first job of identifying which one is yin, which one is yang by studying their brain, you see.
Yeah, their brain, their energy, they will tell you. You can sense it. If anybody cannot sense, can just like share in our comment. Then I will try to help you to identify. And the second one is about just now what I shared with you, right? Food.
Yeah, food.
Yeah, you
I'm glad that.
now you're hungry. Are you hungry now?
Almost.
Okay. So if you see chili, all these spices, ginger, red meat, garlic, all these, they are like just now I said, lemon, citrus food. They represent like sun, right? All these are yang food. On the other hand, all this banana, many people don't know. Banana is very yin food.
Oh,
yes, banana. All this kiwi also very yin food. That is the reason that all these yin food, when you have sore throat, when you're heaty, it's good to eat.
Okay.
All these are yin food. So actually, this simple chart actually gives you an idea how we can balance. End of the day, it's just about balance. So when your body is balanced, let's say you're already balanced, then you have to eat both because we have to embrace the both duality energy within us. You don't every day just eat this, then you will have problem. Definitely you will have such a means that your energy is. So if you normal day we eat both, there is a reason every time our nutritionist will tell us eat a balanced diet. There is a reason why balanced diet is so important, because to make sure that our body is balanced with all these two energy.
Right.
Because when young, it's important to improve our blood circulation and keep our body warm. But if too much, you have night sweats, constipations. Even constipation is a sign that we are over young. Not enough water, yes. If you are, and not enough fiber also.
Okay.
Okay. Then if you are yin, it's actually yin food actually can quench our thirst, cleanse your body and cool us down. But if too yin, you will have lower down our metabolism and weaken our body. I think during few months ago there was a study, by increasing your body temperature by 1 degree Celsius, you are able to increase your immune system just by 1 degree Celsius.
So is it so to say that I just thought up in my mind, when a child is having a fever, is that the body is actually using the heat to kill the virus.
Correct.
So this works the same.
Correct. It's our natural defense system. Our T cell, the white cells, they are working to try to actually to self-heal. They try to kill the virus themselves, but without the heat, they can't work. The heat is their weapon.
So it's very interesting that our body is having like yin and yang balancing itself at the same time. Just like when you're saying Roy, he was like always, when he was younger, he was always sick, and he's been feeding with all the medicine.
Yeah.
I'm not to say that they are not good, but too much of it.
Too much. It's over. It's over. Too much already that time.
So it's taking over the yang.
Correct. It's taking over the whole the yang energy of his body, until his body, the yang part of him, couldn't work. So his immune system was so low. So that is the yang part of him has lost his ability to work efficiently.
All right. I just try to make it like rational. You know that nowadays we have like I wouldn't say yin and yang group, but you are into like the natural and the orthodox medicine that we are debating about for kids, especially young kids. So when to use antibiotic or when not to use antibiotic, when to use natural or when not to use the natural way. Do you have any, you handle two boys that they grown up so happy boy now. What from your experience, what kind of advice that you can give them out there for to in jagaing the yin and yang of
Okay,
the child?
since I actually try to balance, try to use the natural way, and I try to balance since I study aromatherapy. I learned holistic healing, and especially last year I went to Tianjin to learn the Tuina and the TCM for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be very frank, so long they
Right.
never take antibiotic. And for real, my youngest boy, he is 4 already.
Uh-huh.
He never take a single drop of paracetamol. That's why he never take even antibiotic. So you ask me whether there is a need for antibiotic, I don't know. But I do say, if you are already warded, for example, you have pneumonia already, it's critical. Then saving the life that time, we really have to give antibiotic at no choice, because at that time, let's say the pneumonia is too serious, because when you're admitted that time it's too serious already, the whole lung already white already under the x-ray, because when you got pneumonia attacked by the bacteria, is already, you can see from the x-ray is white already, or you can't see the lung clearly already. Then that critical time, definitely we have to listen to doctors, because that time we have to use antibiotic. So for me, what I do daily is prevention is better than cure. I don't wait until that stage. So I just do daily massage, check their tongue once a week like that. Then just they are okay, then I don't have to use. So don't wait until that stage. Then you can prevent from coming to this stage yet, whether do I have to give the antibiotic or not. But when you really have to, I think end of the day, we still have to listen to medical professionals. But daily, but virus, there's no need for antibiotic. Antibiotic is only for bacteria. Bear in mind.
Okay.
Virus, we have to depend our own immune system. So for me, building up our own immune system is the best.
All right.
To build our immune system, sunlight, exercise, water, clean air.
Cool. Three basic things. All right. So
The basic things, yes. Yeah. So for me, that is all. So the last part that I want to share is about this. My work as an aromatherapist, how I apply this yin and yang law in my practice is that when a client, when I do a cut, essential oil cut readings for them, or when they come, they share with me about the emotions part, what the problems that they are facing, right? Then I will analyze, is this a more yin or body problems, or more yang problems? So if there are more yin problems, so in my oil blend, right, I will add more yang essential oil. So what are the yang essential oil? Just like our food, there are spices, cinnamon, clove, ginger, essential oil, juniper berry, rosemary, thyme, lemon, all these. Because all these essential oil came from the plants, came from the food, also some. So whereas for, let's say, very agitated, very angry client say, I'm so angry with my family every day. So this is overpowered yang. So I will try to balance the yang energy. So what I use more yin essential oil. What are the yin essential oil? Flowers oil, which is like rose, geranium, chamomile, like melissa, ylang, all this. Because flowers is about feminine energy, right?
right.
So for myself also, that time I was so angry, always feel so angry. So I use a lot of flowers, and I use wood also to calm myself down. I use sandalwood a lot also to ground myself down. Because wood also, because of the root and vetiver also the root go deep down, under the ground. So vetiver also belongs to the yang energy. So there is some essential oil that can balance both. For example, the king of the essential oil, which is like frankincense, it can be both, have both properties. So frankincense is for both, because within frankincense is very balanced, the energy.
Wow.
But it's more upward, because frankincense is more for our upper chest part here. It's very good for our chest part. Whereas myrrh is for our lower part, lower chakra. Frankincense is for upper chakra.
So if let's say, just for example, if let's say I use frankincense, if one person is sensitive enough, you will feel the aroma or the energy flow of
It's
the
moving
essential
upward.
moving upwards. Oh.
Yes, correct. If you use myrrh, it's moving downwards. That's why if you have a womb problem, womb issue, people would use myrrh instead of frankincense on the womb. Because myrrh energy is moving downwards, frankincense is moving upwards. That's why for those like who have a chest problem, lung problem, we use frankincense.
All right. Okay. This is another big knowledge area. Wow.
Okay, I want to do a simple survey.
Sure.
After hearing all this, right, I want to know how many of our audience they think that they are yin, or how many of them think they are yang.
So, audience.
Yeah. If you
please.
think you are yang, can you just type 1? If you think you are yin, can you just type 2? I just want to do a simple survey that, our I Inspire supporter, a majority are yin or majority they are yang. It's just curious. Do you think you are yin or you are yang, Adelaide?
Me. I can be swinging in between, sometimes I'm yin, sometimes I'm yang.
Depends on day or depends on mood?
Depends on mood.
Oh.
And very much depends on mood.
Oh.
Yeah, like this afternoon, I feel like hiding in the jungle, so I spent 3 hours just touching the trees, watching the nature, just to calm down my yang part. And then tonight, for FB Live show, I feel that I'm the yang again. It is quite a mixture. For me, it's never a proper balance. I don't even know when I'm balanced. Like sometimes I crave for, I have one extreme situation is even under a hot day, I can drink warm water.
Because sometimes under hot day you sweat a lot.
Yeah, I do sweat a lot and I sweat easily. But when I drink water, it goes in and also go out very fast. So my body doesn't retain water very good.
But drinking water itself doesn't actually decide whether you are yin or whether you are yang.
I went for TCM to check before. He said, I think my lower part is cold and then my upper part is hot, So it's
balance.
Yeah, it's imbalance. Well, this is what he told me. And sometimes I crave for spices and sometimes I will just go for ice cream.
So what you can do, maybe since you have some essential oil, so maybe that the cold part you can apply some warm essential oil. The upper part you can use some like cold essential oil like peppermint or this.
Yeah, good idea.
Go balance back your energy.
Okay. Start from today. And also the recipe that you gave me.
So end of the day, it's just like whatever we do is life is just like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. So there's no right and wrong. It's okay to make mistake. Everybody make mistake. I think it's okay. It's okay to not balance for a while. It's okay when we learn how to ride a bicycle, we fall. But we just come out and keep moving. That is life. This is Albert Einstein and this is him. And he said this. I just share with everybody.
Yeah, my idol also, Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
So I will wrap up for tonight's talk for Hooi Lin. Thank you so much for talking about yin and yang from your professional and from your personal experience with your voice and also from a career, how it changed you. I think we have a lot to extract from Hooi Lin. As you know, she is so knowledgeable. We can talk about food, we can talk about essential oil, we can even talk about, I think, TCM. Well, I think just by a simple conversation, you have been giving me so many lights, how to take care of our yin and yang. It's such a precious knowledge, knowledge blends professional we here have in Pi as our president. And any special message you want to pass down to the members, really?
No, this is my mess. This is just the quote that I would like to share. And I would like to just inform everybody that our Happy Life, right? If you all like our Happy Life of the 12 Law series, please stay tuned with us. We have 2 more series only. Our next one will be our guest from Hong Kong on the 24th of October. And our last one, our Divine Oneness Law, will be by our founder, Dr. Lenny Su, which is about Divine Oneness Law. So you all please like our Facebook, Persatuan I Inspire Facebook, and stay tuned with us. 2 more series coming.
Yeah, this is our last 2 talk will be happening these years. And after that, we will have some new things coming up, but we will keep you posted. Please always check in our Persatuan I Inspire Facebook Live, even for the previous one. And we do hope that what we are doing is benefiting everyone out there in this world. So, namaste. Thank you very much, Hooi Lin, for tonight's talk. I really learned a lot. So, thank you, everyone. Goodbye.